Hello and welcome to Every Persona Explained, where we take a look at the origin and representation of every persona. And today we're taking a look at Fenghuang. Fenghuang, sometimes called Pheonix in-game, is a mythical bird known as the king of birds from Chinese tradition. And it's old. Like, really old. Like, potentially Neolithic old. This makes defending what Fenghuang is, difficult. It's often called the Chinese phoenix, but that's pretty inaccurate. They are similar in the fact that they're both mystic birds, but they differ in almost every other aspect. Phoenixes, man that word looks weird, represents renewal and rebirth, whereas Fenghuang represents peace, prosperity, and the union of yin and yang. It used to be that Fenghuang was Feng and Huang, two names for the same bird, but one was for males and one was for females. But over time they were paired with dragons, the dragon representing the emperor, or male, and Fenghuang representing the empress, or female. And Feng and Huang became one bird and they kinda just smashed the name together. A Fenghuang appearing somewhere was seen as a sign of good luck, and that wherever it showed up would be peaceful and prosperous. When it comes to appearance, it's all over the place. No two descriptions I found were exactly the same, but they did all agree that it's a mash of various birds and or animals. Kinda like a chimera. I'm going to provide a couple of descriptions here, but know that these aren't all of them. First one states that it has the breast of a goose, the hindquarters of a stag, the neck of a snake, the tail of a fish, the forehead of a fowl, the down of a duck, the marks of a dragon, the back of a tortoise, the face of a swallow, and the beak of a rooster. The second one states it has the jaw of a swallow, the beak of a rooster, the head of a wild goose, the neck of a snake, the hindquarters of a qilin, the back of a tortoise, and the tail of a fish. A qilin, by the way, is another mystical creature from Chinese tradition that's also a mash of various animals. It's sometimes called the Chinese unicorn, and since it hasn't appeared in the Persona game and thus won't get its own video, I have a story about it. In the 1400s, China had this massive naval fleet, now called the Treasure Fleet, admiraled by one Admiral Zheng He. This fleet went all over the Indian Ocean, from China to Southeast Asia to India to Eastern Africa. While in Eastern Africa, the fleet picked up a bunch of animals for the Emperor, who loved to collect exotic animals like they were shiny Pokemon. One of these animals was a giraffe, and when they got back to court, everyone freaked out because they thought it was a qilin, which I think is funny. Alright, that tangent's out of the way. Back to the bird. Fenghuang, regardless of which animals it's an amalgam of, has feathers of the 5 sacred colors of red, yellow, green/blue, black, and white. These colors are supposedly representative of Confucius's 5 virtues. Its body also symbolizes celestial bodies, with its head representing the sky, its eyes the sun, its back the moon, its wings the wind, its feet the earth, and its tail the planets. In the Classic of Mountains and the Seas, it is described as having the characters for virtue, righteousness, courtesy, benevolence, and integrity written on its body. Also, when the Fenghuang made its way over to Japan, its name changed to Ho-Oh. Yeah, that one. I also read that if the idea of the Fenghuang really is prehistoric, it may be inspired by the now extinct Asian ostrich, which is really cool. There is way too much going on with this bird. And that's Fenghuang, the multicolored bird that might be older than China. So how do the Persona games represent it? I'd say it's fairly good. While it's missing the black and white in the color scheme, and also not having kanji scrawled all over its body, it's got a bunch of colors, and while not nearly as all over the place as the physical descriptions I found, you could argue that's an amalgam of various birds. Fenghuang is categorized in the Sun Arcana in P4 and the PQs, Hierophant in P5, and Faith in Royale. Sun's upright meanings of good luck and joy fit well with its aspect of it bringing peace. Hierophant also works with its upright meanings of traditional values. I mean, it has some of them written on its body. Faith is a little odd. Faith isn't in standard tarot decks. In fact, the only one I could find it in was the Visconti Sforza deck, which is super old and from a time before tarot was formalized into what it is today. From what I was able to find, the Faith Arcana upright represents belief in oneself and in others, and reversed means misplaced trust and overconfidence. These are less representative of Fenghuang and probably meant to represent Kasumi, and her journey more than any of the personas. Its movesets are pretty inconsistent throughout the games, having various elemental moves and healing moves, which is fantastic representation. Look, this bird is old and has way too much going on, and no one can agree what it looks like. Being all over the place is its MO. Its trait is Atomic Bloodline, and its itemization in P5 is the skill card for Nuke Boost, which don't lean into anything. But when itemized in Royale, it gives either the Heaven Sent dress or the God Sent dress under Alarm. I'd say these are decent, as if Fenghuang showing up somewhere could be considered a message from the heavens. Overall, it's got some decent representation. Also, Ho-Oh is cooler than Lugia? No, I will not be taking questions. Thank you very much for watching. This bird is all over the place. Not just in mythology, but also all over in like art, in like architecture. This is very popular and really pretty cool. This appears to be one of the like really popular beings from Chinese tradition. So if you know things about it that are different than what I said or just not here in this video, know that it's probably because there's so much going on. So don't forget to subscribe. Let me know who you want to see next in the comments down below. And I'll see you next time when every Persona explained.